What do you think LaMelo Ball? Like I'm not even. LaMelo Ball is a generational talent. He's fantastic. But what's the plan at this point? First off, Kai Jones and the limited runs we're starting to see with him, guy can play, okay. But LaMelo's out here. I think they need to do what the Pelicans did and try to surround LaMelo with the talent. Thoughts?
Definitely. I don't know what the hell to do with the Hornets. I would tank the whole year.
I would tank this year. This is the last year you can get away with it. You tell LaMelo, look, you haven't been healthy. Rough start. Literally, Steve Clifford is here as like a seat warmer for an actual coach we can go and get in the offseason that won't flake on us. And we'll get a really good draft pick that either A, we can get someone like Scoot Henderson or, Cam Whitmore or Amen Thompson, who's literally looking like a more athletic Ben Simmons. And you either do that or you use that pick, package either Terry Rozier or Gordon Hayward, and you go out and you get one of these alleged guys who are going to become available this offseason, and you try to build a team around LaMelo. And I don't know who could be your Brandon Ingram. I think it's easier because you don't want to trade Gordon Hayward and Terry Rozier with a pick or whatever for more vets. You want a guy who's maybe like a DeJounte Murray caliber player if you're doing a move like that, sort of like how the Hawks did this offseason. And you look around the NBA, I don't know out of those players who would become available, but LaMelo, what do you think's the goal for this season? Obviously, he's a guy that on the year, he's played 3 games. The stats don't matter because it's 3 games, but he's a guy that's improved every single year. And he's only 21. He literally just turned 21 like 4 months ago. Thoughts? Sorry for rambling.
I'm not doing anything with Charlotte. I mean, if a guy like OG Anunoby became available, maybe you try and make a push on him, or a guy like Miles Turner or DeAndre Ayton, maybe you try and get into these type of situations.
I kind of like the aided LaMelo Ball.
Yeah, okay, there you go. I thought you were about to pull up.
But that doesn't fix the defense because Aiden's not a good defense.
You're not fixing the defense this year.
I really like the OG Anunoby. The OG Anunobys. I would really like to see OG Anunoby and LaMelo Ball, because right there you got 2 cornerstones right there. And I think OG Anunoby would be the type of guy that you trade for him and he'd just jump up to like a 22 points per game score. And
so I would
go.
I would try and get a cat like that, like not extremely young, but not old, defensive minded, because you're not going to fix anything if you're Charlotte this year. But what I do need to see is first off, I'm trading guys I'm trading Terry Rozier, I'm trading Kelly Oubre, I'm trying to trade Gordon Hayward. I probably have to trade PJ Washington because
you got to make a series of moves. Like
they're going to have to make a ton of moves, and then I would focus on guys like Book Knight, Nick Richards, maybe even DSJ, Jalen McDaniels for sure, Kai Jones, as you were talking to, JT Thor, and I'd probably Bryce Newbie. I would try and see who's going to be a part of us long run, who can help us get to where we want to go while shipping away these veteran players. Like, I mean, you never know.
What this season needs to be about. Figuring out who on this roster isn't going to get traded. First off, trade Kelly Oubre and Mason Plumlee.
Because Oubre's having a career year right now.
But he's an expiring contract. I mean, unless he verbally commits, hey, I'll re-sign for like 12 a year for over 5 years or 4 years. Oh, fuck yeah, I'll take that. I'll do that for you, Oubre. But if he's like, nah, I want like 20 a year. Okay, let's move on from you before the deadline. Mason Plumlee, as much as my girlfriend loves him, it's her favorite player.
Welcome.
Try to match. No, people will want him, but like Cody Martin for the future. Okay, PJ Washington, another guy. Are you going to pay him or are you going to let him walk in free agency? He's another guy you should look at. But we need to see if Mark Williams. I saw Kai Jones. He stole a ball and then went freaking coast to coast basically after he stole the ball. And so we need to see if Kai Jones, Mark Williams, James Bouknight, Jalen McDaniels, Nick Richards has shown flashes. Okay, JT Thor, Teo Maledon has even showed flashes. Like, who here can come over and be part of the next year's roster? So if they make a big splash, because if you're looking at salaries out here, who's a player that could be available that has a big salary? There's people out there that they can maybe, what if Karl Anthony Towns does become available? That's a big thing they could make a splash for. Okay, what if Kyle Kuzma on free agency, they want to clear cap space to go sign? That's a deal I also think could really benefit them. Or there's other deals out there that, you know, we know Denver's not fully sold on Michael Porter Jr., and they could also maybe sweep in and take Michael Porter Jr. out there if they give him a good enough package. Okay, there's deals out there that I think they can come in and sweep a player from a team. Like Julius Randle.
They'd have to. I wouldn't even be surprised if they were to give up Terry Rozier for.
Oh, I say Terry Rozier trade him.
Well, he's got to be traded because he's on a horrible, or it maybe
horrible.
isn't a horrible. It's gonna be horrible for them where they're trying to get to, is what I mean. I got to pay him almost $25 million for the next 4 years.
I think this team needs
on a team option too
to find a backup point guard and then get like 5 wings. Well, this team just needs to be the most like kind of do what like the Pacers are doing, or like the Raptors, just be this long 2-way team in transition that you can beat people. And I think that'll help you in the long term.
Yeah, I would focus on accumulation to make a big time splash. Like if you were to actually give up Terry Rozier for Pat Bev and Kendrick Nunn in that first, like if they got desperate enough or whatever, the money would work and you're able to trade away Terry Rozier and somebody else, whatever happens, like you use that Lakers pick as, what's up, Josh? You use that pick and Double J as, to get that guy like Cyro was talking about, OG Anunoby, Karl Anthony Towns, whatever happens. I don't know how the hell you fix Charlotte, but I know with LaMelo, you don't have all the time in the world. So, and especially when these cats are on rookie contracts, it makes it all that much more like, all right, we got to figure this stuff out right now. Like, I would start to unload. I would get back on track next year, similarly to what Indiana's doing. Then he's got that player option last year, like, because you're gonna have to pay LaMelo Ball soon, or he's gonna want to get out, whatever the case may be. So, oh no, they're 7-20. I don't think LaMelo Ball is gonna help them out win that much. What if they lost 6 straight, 5 straight? Yeah, they'll be just fine. They'll get the top 5 pick. Yeah, they'll get the top.
I think this is the last year you get with the top 5 pick, and this is just something that, like, I think when you look at this team, a top 5 pick. Look at what the Boston Celtics were able to do by having a top 5 pick. They're able to, either leverage it in certain situations, and I think right here, Gordon Hayward's contract could be a blessing in disguise. Okay, all the good players are on big money contracts over $30 million a year. What if Zach LaVine becomes available? I'm not saying Zach LaVine puts you over the edge, but if you could get Zach LaVine and you just have to attach a pick with Gordon Hayward or something, I know that's not obviously, but if that pick's like a top 5 pick, that's what I'm saying.
The Bulls or the Hornets?
The Hornets, if they get a top 5 pick.
Yeah. I see what you're saying.
The 5th overall pick, Gordon Hayward, and I'll give you like James Bouknight and the 5th overall pick for Zach LaVine. Would you do that deal? Shout out to everyone watching right now.
It'll be interesting to see. This team hasn't made the playoffs since 2016, and I think it's been very clear they've been stuck in like 36 wins, 39 wins, 23 wins, 33, 43. You can't do that this year. You cannot win 30 games if you're the Charlotte Hornets, to me, because like I just saw a tweet about 2002. My Chicago Bulls won, I think, 30 games that year, or 27 or something like that. And we missed out on Bosh, Melo, et cetera, et cetera. And we ended up drafting, Captain Kirk and forget the other guy. But like, I think do a season like Indiana. I just completely lose.
Yeah, like Indiana, they did. Like, they're a team that's schooling. But for me, what I'm thinking right here, 2 years ago, before last season, the season that they hired Willie Green, before he even got the extension, there was rumors that Zion was
the way out.
Sorry, my dog's being a cunt. But no, so there was rumors that Zion wanted out because he wasn't fully sold on the Pelicans like organization, that they were maximizing his window. And he forced the Pelicans' hand. That led to the CJ McCollum deal, that led to the Jonas Valanciunas deal, and several other deals, Larry Nance. And people overlooked this. And that all led to, because Zion slowly leaked to the media that like no, he wouldn't sign the Supermax. no matter how much money they gave him, if they don't improve this team and maximize around him, he wouldn't sign them out. They could give him all the money in the world. He's like, I'll make up for it in endorsements. So this is something that they should look at with LaMelo Ball. LaMelo Ball should force the Hornets' hands and be like, look, you got a generational talent in LaMelo Ball. And right now he's injured. So this is the last season that you could go to LaMelo and be like, look, we're going to run it with the young guys, okay? See who's actually worth what we talked about earlier for the future. And then Gordon Hayward, I know in your mind, you're like, that's a terrible contract. But what if you look at it and you say, oh, shit, no, this is a great salary filler. And you either go out and get a superstar for him or, yeah, that's literally, and then you use Terry Rozier to get like multiple players like a Josh Richardson and, you know, I don't think you get Jakob Poeltl, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like things like that.
Yeah, you never know. I think Shea's going to do the same thing that Zion did, and LaMelo will shortly follow out. Luka's going to do the same thing too.
You just got to force their hands.
Yeah. Like when you I don't know why teams don't understand when you have your championship player, the draft doesn't matter. It simply doesn't matter. Maybe LaMelo's does if you get the third pick or if you get Vic or you get Scoot. Like maybe that's completely different, but that's the outlier. Like when you have your championship franchise player that you know you can like realistically win regardless of who's on your team for the next 10 years or be a good team because he's that good, like just your draft picks don't matter. They do not matter. Unless you want to take a route like Boston and just continuously, or Golden State and just continuously perfect